Welcome back, Ryan Cars. Oops. Burnt out from driving. I never actually was a professional driver my whole life, even though I like cars and stuff and, you know, drove things. I gotta close the gate. And I used to kind of laugh at, professional drivers who did this for a living. And because I work construction and, it's physical work. And like I could totally see, you know, how hard that was. And I would look at drivers who, sit around all day. That was my point of view. That was my bias. Driving a truck, driving a delivery van, driving a courier mini van thing. You go, oh, your job is not hard. You get to sit around all day. And it's not easy. I gotta get the gate. I'll be talking on the microphone. So I take back what I used to think about professional drivers and my crappy attitude towards that profession. Now that I'm doing it, even when I first started, it was very difficult. Like I did a bus driving thing, and it was hard. Yeah, now we're going. Okay, mosquitoes. More. It's a different. It's totally you. Your brain has to be switched on. There is no lazy time. There, I actually I actually I really appreciate like long distance truck drivers now. Like to be able to do that. What's with the mosquitoes? And he goes in the other side. Okay. Like I drive people around like and I have to make sure that everybody is safe. And yeah, your brain uses I was in psychology school, and in one of my kind of neurological psychology or biopsych or something like that. And you know, one of the things that came up, one of the facts, the rule of thumbs, one of the heuristics was that the brain actually uses 90% of the body's glucose. And that stuck with me because I'm an old construction worker. I was physical my whole life. And you get the low blood sugar thing in the morning, you have a sandwich or a cookie or whatever, and then you continue. And that number stuck with me, that fact, that statistic, because I was going to school and I was using my brain, and it was very exhausting. And I couldn't believe, actually, I still have a hard time believing that the body uses 90% of the body's glucose. And after days like this, I'm not going to say days, but like a week of this, where my brain has to be switched on. I've done a lot of driving this week. I haven't done major long drives. It's just a lot of driving. And, physically, I'm not tired. I shouldn't say that. Like, I'm tired. Like, I just need to shut off for 2 days. But I can believe it. I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm not gonna be that kind of person where I'm like, I don't believe, but I can't believe how I'm surprised. I am very surprised at how much effort, goes into thinking. Like for my brain to be that switched on this entire time to this is why I like the driver aids. This is why I like getting into my car at the end of the day because I don't have to think. I just push this button, push this button. It turns, yeah, now it's done. And I get to switch off from my job kind of thing. And the vans I'm driving and stuff, they all have different driver aids, all different kinds of cruise control, little things here and there, like the mirror actually on this van that I am driving. Switches to a camera from a mirror. Like all of that stuff actually helps. It helps take away any extra thinking that I have to do that I don't have to think about. Like I don't I like cruise control. I am a cruise control fan. I use cruise control all the time because I am a heavy-footed driver in my personal life, and I would always use cruise control when I had it on cars because I used to buy cheap cars and, they didn't come with cruise control. But when I started getting cruise control on cars, I would start using it. I would start using it for things like school zones and long stretches of like 60 kilometers an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, where I knew there was going to be speed traps or where I had to keep the speed. But I didn't want to do it myself, so I would just hit cruise control, however it worked, and do it. And I find that all of that stuff, all of those technologies help. And I always wonder why, when employers or business owners buy these vans for these people to drive around in whatever capacity, driving people, driving boxes, driving, frozen goods across country, why these driver aids aren't being purchased. Yeah, and I can see that because on some things they're terrible. On some things they work okay. On some things they work really good. In general, though, I don't see why. I really don't see why they don't buy that stuff. I actually got to text somebody right now, tell them I'm not showing up. I was invited to a thing tonight, and I can't do it. Just like want to go home and get into bed and like melt into my sheets. Like, yeah, let me know. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I don't know. I'm just putting this out there. Like, my brain is my brain is drained, and I'm really happy that I had a theft attempt. I started my car in the compound there, and the alarm went off. Like, this is the crappy thing that with the Hornet, I don't get it. It's only affecting the early years, the 2023s, I think. There was a little bit of a talk on the forum about it. Doesn't really matter. I have it on. I actually got to pull over and turn this off again to reset everything. I got the text to my phone about the theft attempt. And all I did was hit remote start. Driving burnout. I can see why lots of drivers say no. No to this, no to that, no to, no, 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 no. because you're not getting paid a lot of money. You're not. Drivers don't get paid. They should be paid more, but they don't. They don't get paid because it is a very important job. It is an important job. I'm not, everything in this world moves on four wheels and a steering wheel. Everything in this world moves on rubber tires, and that means there's somebody behind them, behind all of that driving and making sure things get where they got to go. Whatever's in your house, you go look at it right now. Just turn off count. Look sideways. Whatever you're staring at, that came in on a truck, and it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be there in your house. Often, it wouldn't be there if some driver wasn't doing this and making all the decisions to get things there safely. Yeah, you got to be switched on. There's no way around it. It's taxing. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's the job. And I enjoy it. It's so rewarding. Cows. I love living out here. All right. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.